Welcome to NeoEnglish, the podcast where you learn practical English for everyday conversations.
That's right. We help you improve your English by discussing current events in a simple and engaging way.
Today, we're talking about a big change at Google. They're saying goodbye to Google Assistant and replacing it with something called Gemini.
If you use Google Assistant on your phone, you might see an update soon. Google is moving more users to Gemini. And later this year, Google Assistant will stop working on most mobile devices.
That means if you like using Google Assistant, you'll have to switch to Gemini. But what does moving on mean?
Good question. Move on means to stop using or thinking about something and start something new. For example, if you finish reading a book, you move on to a new one. Another example, if you don't like your job, you can move on to a new job.
Right? And Google is moving on from Assistant to Gemini. Now let's talk about upgrade. Google will upgrade more users to Gemini. What does upgrade mean?
Upgrade means to improve something or move to a better version. For example, if you buy a new phone with better features, that's an upgrade. Another example, if you get a better seat on an airplane, you get an upgrade.
Exactly. So Google is upgrading its voice assistant from Google Assistant to Gemini, which they think will be better.
There's another important phrase. No longer accessible. The article says that Google Assistant will no longer be accessible on most mobile devices. What does that mean?
No longer accessible means you can't use it anymore. For example, if a website shuts down, it's no longer accessible. Or if a door is locked, it's no longer accessible.
Great examples. So later this year, Google Assistant will stop working on most phones, meaning users won't be able to access it.
Now let's recap. Here are the key words and phrases we learned today.
First, move on means to stop using or thinking about something and start something new.
Second, upgrade means to improve something or move to a better version.
And third, no longer accessible means you can't use something anymore.
So, let's quickly explain the story again. Google is moving on from Google Assistant, meaning they will stop using it. They are upgrading users to a new assistant called Gemini. Later this year, Google Assistant will no longer be accessible on most phones, so users will have to use Gemini instead.
If you have Google Assistant, you'll soon have to move on to Gemini, but maybe it will be an upgrade.
And that's all for today's episode of NeoEnglish.
Thanks for listening. Have a great day.